Welcome, wanderers of Tamriel. Today, we're diving into the captivating conundrum of the Crimson Nirnroot. This rare, radiant, and remarkable plant holds secrets and stories from the subterranean shadows of Blackreach. Crimson Nirnroot isn't your ordinary flora. Found exclusively in the eerie expanse of Blackreach, this plant vibrates with a peculiar hum and pulsating glow. Unlike its common cousin, the Nirnroot, the Crimson variant thrives in this underground abyss, feeding off the unique energy of the cavern. The first documented discovery of Crimson Nirnroot dates back to the daring expedition of Sinderion, a scholar and seeker of alchemical anomalies. Driven by his fascination with the original Nirnroot, Sinderion stumbled upon the scarlet species while scouring Blackreach. Welcome to today's episode of Foraging Fauna and Flora, where we wade through the wilderness of Tamriel, unearthing deep-rooted secrets and uncovering mysteries from the majestic mountaintops to the mystical meadows. Blackreach is an immense subterranean cavern located beneath the province of Skyrim. It stretches under several holds including Winterhold, Hjalmark, Hafingar, and the Reach, and is accessed through Dwemer ruins such as Alftand, Mazinchaleft, and Raldbathar. The cavern is home to various dangerous inhabitants, primarily the Falmer, a blind, corrupted race of elves. Other dangers include Dwemer automatons, Chaurus, and even the occasional giant. The flora is equally fascinating, with large bioluminescent mushrooms providing much of the cavern's light. One of the most notable plants in Blackreach is the Crimson Nirnroot, a rare variety of the common Nirnroot. Unlike its common counterpart, Crimson Nirnroot does not require proximity to water to grow. Instead, it thrives near the cavern's mushrooms and Dwemer pipes. In Skyrim, the alchemy system allows players to create potions and poisons by combining various ingredients. Each concoction's effects, duration, magnitude, and gold value depend on several factors. Number 1. Effects. Each ingredient has inherent properties that determine the effects of the resulting potions or poisons. Mixing ingredients with overlapping effects can enhance these effects or combine them to create even more complex results. Number 2. Duration and magnitude. The impact and longevity of a potion's or poison's effect are influenced by the player's alchemy skill level and any relevant perks they have acquired. Higher alchemy skills and specific perks, like Alchemist and Benefactor perks, can increase both the strength and duration of these effects. Number 3. Gold value. The commercial value of crafted items is determined by the rarity and potency of the effects produced. More potent and beneficial effects generally yield higher value potions, which can be sold for more gold. Additionally, it is important to note that the Benefactor perk only enhances the positive effects in potions, not affecting any beneficial side effects in poisons. Conversely, the Poisoner perk boosts only the negative effects in poisons, not affecting any adverse side effects in potions. If the Purity perk is active, it removes all negative effects from potions and all positive effects from poisons, which also reduces the potions or poison's gold value accordingly. Crafting potions and poisons in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim allows adventurers to harness the power of multiple ingredients, creating concoctions that provide dual effects for various needs. By skillfully combining specific ingredients, players can enhance their abilities, weaken enemies, or gain strategic advantages in combat. Crimson Nirnroot holds a special place in Skyrim's alchemy. Its distinct properties make it invaluable for crafting powerful potions and poisons. When combined with other ingredients, Crimson Nirnroot can produce effects such as damage health, damage stamina, invisibility, and resist magic. The versatility of Crimson Nirnroot allows alchemists to create concoctions tailored to their specific needs, whether it's debilitating an enemy or enhancing their stealth capabilities. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, Crimson Nirnroot can be combined with 63 other ingredients, offering an assortment of alchemical effects. Here are some potent combinations to achieve desired potions or poisons with 2 effects. For damage health with invisibility, combine Crimson Nirnroot with Redwort Flower, which increases magnitude by 1.5 times and potion value by 1.56 times. For damage health with resist magic, combine Crimson Nirnroot with Void Salts competently. For damage stamina combined with invisibility, use Ash Creep Cluster for a potent blend. Lastly, for damage health combined with damage stamina, use Jarran Root, which magnifies the effect by 100 times for extreme potency. Crafting single-effect potions and poisons is a fundamental aspect of alchemy, allowing players to focus the power of their brews on one specific benefit or detriment. These potions and poisons can provide straightforward solutions to various challenges, whether boosting a particular skill, healing wounds, or debilitating enemies with targeted effects. Here are some essential single-effect combinations for Crimson Nirnroot. To create a poison of damage health, combine Crimson Nirnroot with Chokeberry, Coda Flower, Deathbell, Ectoplasm, Emperor Parasol Moss, Palmer Ear, Fire Petal, Gnarl Bark, Human Flesh, Human Heart, Imp Gall, Imp Stool, Mort Flesh, Nightshade, Poison Bloom, Red Mountain Flower, River Betty, Scalon Fin, Skeever Tail, Small Antlers, Troll Fat, and Wisp Stalk Caps. To create a poison of damage stamina, combine Crimson Nirnroot with Ancestor Mothwing, Blister Wart, Blue Butterfly Wing, Bog Beacon, Bone Meal, Canis Root, Charis Hunter Atene, Comberry, Cyrodiilic Spadetail, Giant's Toe, Marshmarrow, Rock Warbler Egg, and Spider Egg. To create a potion of invisibility, combine Crimson Nirnroot with Bitter Green Petals, Blister Podcap, Charis Eggs, Daedra Silk, Elytra Ichor, Flamestalk, Green Butterfly Wing, Ice Wraith Teeth, Luna Mothwing, Screaming Maw, and Vampire Dust. To create a potion of resist magic, combine Crimson Nirnroot with Aster Bloom Core, Bleeding Crown, Bungler's Bane, Chicken's Egg, Felsad Turn Feathers, Gleam Blossom, Hagraven Claw, Hawk's Egg, Hypophagia, Lavender, Tundra Cotton, and Wisp Wrappings. In terms of potency, Crimson Nirnroot stands out in the realm of alchemy. Aside from the rare Jarran root, Crimson Nirnroot is known for creating the most powerful damage health poisons in the game. This makes it a highly sought after ingredient for those looking to inflict maximum harm upon their enemies. Additionally, Crimson Nirnroot is also the key ingredient in crafting the most potent damage stamina poisons available in the game. This dual capability of causing both severe health and stamina damage makes it an invaluable resource for players specializing in poison-based tactics. Pre-harvested samples of Crimson Nirnroot are notably absent from the game environment. These elusive plants are not available for purchase from any merchants, regardless of possessing the merchant perk, nor can they be found as random loot or placed on tables and shelves. This scarcity enhances the challenge and allure of acquiring Crimson Nirnroot, making it a coveted item for players. Locating Crimson Nirnroot demands both a sharp eye and a careful strategy. Listen attentively for the gentle, melodic sound that indicates its presence. In Blackreach, you will find 44 Crimson Nirnroot plants scattered across various locations. Starting with the Alftan Cathedral, there is one at the start and one at the end of the pipe under the ballista. At the Debate Hall, a Crimson Nirnroot is located right at the entrance. In the Direlect Pump House, one plant can be found between two falls to the west, accessible with Whirlwind Sprint. There is another one down the falls, one under the fall to the south, and one inside on the lower floor, accessible through underwater gates with a valve. By the Great Lift at Alftan, there is one right in front and another behind it. Near the Great Lift at Machinzeleft, you'll find one on the west side and another to the south near a patrolling giant. Outside the Hall of Rumination, there is a Crimson Nirnroot right outside the top exit. In the Raldbathar Deep Market, one can be found to the west near Falmer Camp. At the Reeking Tower, there are two plants near the entrance, one outside the top exit, one to the southeast of a Falmer Camp, and one to the east with a corundum ore vein. Inside Sinderion's field laboratory, one is located in a pot. Another is located outside to the southwest near a Dwarven Centurion Master. Within the Silent Ruin, one plant is inside a pot and another behind it. At the entrance of the Silent City Catacombs, you will find one right at the entrance. Exploring the Tower of Mazark, there is one plant under the northern bridge, one in the southern stairway, one to the west between two falls from the lower end of the southern stairway, and one to the south near a Falmer Camp. North of the War Quarters, one plant can be found on the wall crossing the road, one to the east of it along with two dwarven buildings, and one a bit north of it. South of the War Quarters, by the stairway, there is one at the peak with two trolls, one under the outlet pipe in the middle, and one at the lower end. Apart from these landmarks, following the river from the north end, you will find two Crimson Nirnroots before the fall on the left and right, two down the fall on the left and right, one under two pipes, one under big mushrooms, and one near a wooden bridge. Following the river from the Tower of Mazark to the Direlect Pump House, there is one on the left near a waterfall, one on the right in a pot at a mini shrine-like alcove, and one on the left near the waterfalls. In the Dwemer City, a Crimson Nirnroot can be found to the south at the riverside. Crimson Nirnroot and Common Nirnroot are unique plants in Skyrim, whose harvesting is not influenced by the alchemy perk Green Thumb. This perk typically allows players to collect double the amount of most plant-based ingredients, but with Nirnroot and Crimson Nirnroot, only a single sample is obtained per plant regardless of the perk. Moreover, combining Nirnroot and Crimson Nirnroot in alchemical experiments unlocks all ingredient effects for both plants. This interaction reveals the full potential of their alchemical properties, making them highly valuable for crafting powerful potions and poisons. The fascination with Nirnroot and its variants extends beyond pure gameplay mechanics and delves into the lore and history of the Elder Scrolls. This intrigue is epitomized by the life and work of Sinderion, an esteemed Altmer master alchemist. His relentless pursuit of alchemical knowledge, driven by an insatiable curiosity and passion for rare and mystical plants, led him to the discovery of the Crimson Nirnroot. The allure of this unique plant, with its untapped magical potential, was so powerful that Sinderion willingly risked his life, abandoning the safety and comfort of his home in Skingrad to venture into the unknown. For the majority of his life, Sinderion resided in the basement of the Westweald Inn in Skingrad, a city in Cyrodiil. He was an honorary member of the College of Winterhold and collaborated with Archmage Terrace Rindle to create the Frostcrag Apparatus Table, an advanced alchemy lab located in Frostcrag Spire. Among his students was Avrusa Sorethi, an aspiring alchemist from Vivec City, who traveled to Skingrad to train under his tutelage. Sinderion was also a wine connoisseur, often trading alchemy training for local vintage wine, especially from the year 3rd Era 399. His fascination with Nirnroot began when he bought an old alchemical tome from an adventurer. While most of the tome's recipes were ineffective, one stood out: the Elixir of Exploration, which harnessed the immense magical potential of Nirnroot. Despite presenting his findings at an alchemical symposium, his request for funding was denied. In 3rd Era 433, Sinderion employed the Hero of Kvatch to collect Nirnroot samples, enabling him to perfect the elixir. He presented his completed research at another alchemical symposium on the 2nd of Rain's Hand in the 4th Era. Over 50 years later, an adventurer named Obeth Arnisian introduced Sinderion to a Crimson Nirnroot, a rare variant found only in Blackreach, the vast cavern beneath Skyrim. Intrigued, Sinderion sold his workshop in Skingrad and journeyed to Skyrim. He initially stayed at Sorethi Farm, owned by Avrusa Sorethi, who had relocated there after the destruction of Vardenfell during the Red Year of 4th Era, Year 5. Sinderion also shared his knowledge of Nirnroot with Avrusa, who learned to cultivate the plant. After several months, Sinderion ventured into Blackreach with the aid of a runed lexicon provided by Obeth. He established a field laboratory and a Dwemer house within the cavern. Tragically, around 4th Era, Year 58, he was killed by the hostile inhabitants of Blackreach. In 4th Era, Year 201, you, the last Dragonborn, come upon the remains of Sinderion in the depths of Blackreach. Driven by a sense of duty and curiosity, you take up his unfinished work. In the quest, A Return to Your Roots in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, you, the last Dragonborn, discover the remains of a renowned alchemist Sinderion in Blackreach. The required samples can be found near patches of mushrooms, Dwemer pipes, and along the sides of the cavern. If finding enough samples proves difficult, the plant will respawn after 10 days. Upon collecting the 30 samples, return to Avrusa Sorethi at Sorethi Farm, located between Riften and Iverstead, in order to conclude the quest.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. What did you want? I knew this day would eventually come. At least poor Sinderion died doing what he loved. His field research. I told the old fool he should take it easy, but he was too stubborn. Perhaps someday I'll continue where he left off. It's the least I can do, considering how much he did for me. You gathered quite a few of them, I see. I'll search through Sinderion's notes and find some more information about the Crimson Nirnroot and its properties. Thank you. You've done Alchemy a great service by helping to complete Sinderion's work. I'd like to give you this tome. It's one of Sinderion's greatest works. I believe you've more than earned it. Actually, I'm growing it if you hadn't noticed. I'm the only person alive that can cultivate Nirnroot from a seed to a fully grown plant. Yes, he was an absolute genius when it came to the Nirnroot. Sinderion made it his life's work, developing all sorts of interesting concoctions. When I was very young, I was sent to Skingrad in Cyrodiil to study with him. He was a strange Altmer. Paid more attention to his research than his own well-being. He lived in the basement of an inn, for goodness sakes. Well, after I fled Morrowind during the eruption, I made my way here. My family had purchased this farm, and it's all we had left. Years later, Sinderion simply showed up at our doorstep asking to stay for a while. Said he was going to do field research. He stayed with us for decades. Became an uncle of sorts to Aduri. One day he simply ran out to me in the field, excited that he'd made some sort of a breakthrough, and he was going to head out on another trip. He never returned. From the journal you discovered, I'm sure you know the rest.
Avrusa, thrilled to receive the samples, rewards the player with the Nirnroot Missive and the unique ability, Sinderion's Serendipity, which grants a 25% chance to create 2 potions instead of 1. However, several bugs and inconsistencies can affect this quest. The counter for Crimson Nirnroot may not function correctly, leading to issues such as negative counts or incorrect totals. This can happen if you store or consume the Crimson Nirnroots, or transfer them in bulk to containers. Additionally, some players have reported being unable to complete the quest due to the dialogue option not appearing with Avrusa Rarity, despite having the required number of samples. Certain samples might not be collectible due to glitches, which can sometimes be resolved by reloading a previous save or re-entering Blackreach. The unofficial Skyrim patch mod addresses some of these bugs, and using console commands can manually fix certain issues on the PC. There is some inconsistency in the lore regarding Sinderion's connection to Avrusa Rarity. According to his journal, he learned about Avrusa through his affiliation with the College of Winterhold, and negotiated a stay with her in exchange for alchemical knowledge. However, Avrusa recounts that she had known Sinderion from her apprenticeship days in Skingrad, and he unexpectedly arrived at her farm one day, staying with her and her sister for decades. During this time, he became a mentor and a familial figure to her sister, Aduri, before ultimately setting off for Blackreach. Sinderion began his research into Nirnroot around 3rd Era 399, and continued his work into the 4th Era, being killed in Blackreach around 4th Era 58. Assuming he started his research at about 20 to 30 years old, Sinderion would have been approximately 180 or 190 years old at the time of his death. Avrusa Rarity moved to Rarity Farm outside Riften after the Red Year in 4th Era Year 5. As a former apprentice, and later a colleague of Sinderion, she likely began her training in the late 3rd Era or early 4th Era. By the events of Skyrim in 4th Era 201, she is estimated to be about 80 to 100 years old, reflecting her many decades of experience as an alchemist. These discrepancies highlight the complexities and varied perspectives within the lore surrounding Sinderion's life and work. Sinderion's findings in the Nirnroot Missive provide an in-depth analysis and historical account of the Nirnroot plant, highlighting its unique properties and the effects undertaken to study and preserve it. The book is presented as a transcript of a speech delivered by Sinderion at the Alchemical Symposium on Rain's Hand of the 4th Era, Year 2. In his address, Sinderion elaborates on Nirnroot's mysterious adaptations and the significant events that have influenced its current state. He underscores the importance of continued research to unlock the plant's fullest potential and to prevent its extinction. The following is a transcript of the speech given by Master Alchemist Sinderion at the Alchemical Symposium on Rain's Hand of the 4th Era, Year 2. It is a revised version of an earlier missive Sinderion gave the same group of people several years before. We've done the best we could to preserve the original tone of his speech, but some light embellishments have been made for editorial reasons and for clarity. Sharmiran Raythorn, Imperial Scribe. I would like to address the symposium today with some startling revelations regarding the Nirnroot. Although this curiously tenacious flora grows almost anywhere a significant body of water is present, it's extremely rare and soon to become extinct. After years of extensive research and the tireless efforts of my field assistant, I came into the possession of a large sampling of Nirnroot. According to the theories presented by the noted imperial herbalist Chivius Regelium, the Nirnroot once flourished until a cataclysmic event severely reduced their numbers. Although many scholars reject the proposal that the sun's death event of 1st Era 668 catastrophically affected plant life, Chivius felt that the Nirnroot's normal growth cycle was interrupted by the lack of sun for a full year. Whereas other plant species tend to find a way, the Nirnroot's mysterious magical nature made it especially susceptible to this climate shift. While this may or may not be the case, it's certainly true that the recorded sightings of Nirnroot are declining as the years pass. Chivius's notes oddly described the Nirnroot as emitting a brilliant yellowish glow. Contrary to this fact, the Nirnroot of today has a soft, haunting blue-white glow. Subsequent studies by other scholars have failed to adequately explain this shift in hue. I propose that the Nirnroot sensed its own impending extinction and therefore altered its metabolism in order to survive. One of the most glaring pieces of evidence of my theory is the presence of Nirnroot in subterranean environments, places completely devoid of sunlight. Strangely, Chivius's notes fail to mention even a single instance of a subterrestrial Nirnroot. How could this be? How could a surface-dwelling plant suddenly begin appearing in new locations radically different from its normal habitat? The answer, my fellow alchemist, is ironically concealed within Chivius's own notes. Although he spends a great deal of time experimenting with the Nirnroot in his laboratory, he overlooked an important part of the plant's growth cycle: its soil. Chivius was correct in assuming the volcanic eruption of Red Mountain contributed to the demise of the Nirnroot, but I believe the ash from that mighty explosion did more than simply cloud the skies. When mixed with the fertile soil of Cyrodiil, this fine powder is the true cause of the Nirnroot's astounding metamorphosis. Although little volcanic ash from that dark time remains, I have performed tests on samples sent to me from Vardenfell. Careful scrutiny of these samples revealed that they were rife with ash salt, a highly magical substance. Dunmer native to the Vardenfell region were known to have used ash salt as an ingredient to cure the Blight, an awful disease which decimated their realm hundreds of years ago. This unique property of the ash salt, coupled with the Nirnroot's inherent magic, caused the radical change. In essence, the root healed itself. In summation, it's clear that the Nirnroot was dying and used a byproduct of its destructor to preserve itself. I feel that the Nirnroot has accomplished in a relatively short amount of time what it would take other species thousands of years to complete. Whether you subscribe to my theory or not, one thing is certain. The Nirnroot is on a path to destruction. It contains untapped potential to create potions the likes of which have never been seen in our day. I propose to you today that we divert a small portion of our own funds to an expedition to collect some of these roots to study. I have outlined this proposal for your perusal after this section of the symposium. Please, seriously consider this proposal before it becomes too late, and the Nirnroot becomes nothing but a memory. Thank you for your time. Sinderion's findings on the Nirnroot plant are crucial to the field of alchemy in Tamriel, highlighting its unique properties and the extraordinary efforts needed to study and preserve it. Receiving the Nirnroot Missive as a reward in the quest, A Return to Your Roots, is a significant compensation. It symbolizes the culmination of Sinderion's life's work, a dedication he ultimately sacrificed his life for. This book represents the passing of a torch from a fallen master to the new generation, entrusting the Dragonborn with the knowledge and responsibility to continue exploring Nirnroot's potential. In a game where tangible rewards often overshadow narrative significance, the Nirnroot Missive serves as a reminder of the deeper layers within Skyrim's storytelling. It is not merely an item to be kept on a shelf to collect dust or sold to a merchant, but a representation of the relentless pursuit of knowledge and the ultimate price it can demand. Completing this quest honors Sinderion's legacy and enriches the player's understanding of the Elder Scrolls lore. This transforms what may seem like a lame reward into a meaningful and impactful conclusion to one of Skyrim's more understated yet profoundly significant quests. As we conclude our exploration of the Crimson Nirnroot, it's clear that this rare plant is much more than just a vibrant addition to Skyrim's flora. Its unique properties and historical significance elevate it to a status of both scientific curiosity and magical wonder. Sinderion's legacy, encapsulated in the quest A Return to Your Roots, serves as a reminder of the treacherous hunt for knowledge and the incredible discoveries that await those who dare to venture into the unknown. The journey to uncover the secrets of the Crimson Nirnroot goes beyond gathering ingredients. It's about exploring Skyrim's rich lore and understanding the significant impact of seemingly small discoveries. From Sinderion's initial fascination with Nirnroot to his ultimate sacrifice in Blackreach, the story of the Crimson Nirnroot is a reminder of the dedication and passion that drives true scholars and adventurers. For players, the quest offers more than just alchemical rewards. It provides a deeper connection to the world of Tamriel and a sense of continuity between the past and present. The meticulous process of collecting Crimson Nirnroot, combined with the historical context provided by Sinderion's research, enriches the gameplay experience, transforming it into a meaningful journey of discovery and legacy. As we say farewell, remember that Tamriel's fauna and flora are as numerous as the stars in its night sky, and we've only just begun to explore them. Until we meet again in the mists of myth and mystery, may your path be paved with the pursuit of the peculiar and the profound. I want to express my sincerest gratitude to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages for their outstanding resources. The depth and precision of your website have been crucial in supporting the creation of my videos. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of Skyrim and the enchanting world of Tamriel, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest Elder Scrolls explorations. Your support helps us bring more of the series' hidden gems to light. Join us next time on Foraging Fauna and Flora for another adventure into the wilds of Tamriel. Until then, may your travels be safe and your groundbreaking discoveries many. Farewell, fellow adventurers.